Hello, 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 hello. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We have a great talk show for you today. We have in the studio today the the authorized representative of the House of Common Sense, Mr. Bobby Collier. I'm your host, 808, and on 808 we always talk to you straight. So we have Mr. Bobby Collier on the in our studio today, and we're going to be talking. We're going to be covering a few topics that's very important. We're going to be talking about the 8 years of the Obama administration, and we're going to comment a little on the first 100 days of the Donald Trump administration. Mr. Collier, one of the first questions we'd like to ask you on the show today is, what do you think about, what is your take on the Obama administration? We had 8 years of Obama, a so-called black president. Tell us today, what do you think? What is your take on 8 years of the Obama administration? Well, to ask your question about the Obama administration, in my opinion, and many people get angry with me when I say this, but in my opinion, Obama wasn't all of that. Now, when you say that around some black people, they get teetotally angry. All right, and they dislike you. See, black people carry a grudge for life. Okay, they fall out against it. They fall out with you, or they get angry with you about something. They hold that against you for life. Okay, but when you ask the question about my take, okay, Bobby Collier, representing the House of Common Sense, when you ask me, okay, Obama administration wasn't all of that. They only had 2 accomplishments. All right, as far as helping the overall people in this country. The 2 biggest things that they did, one of them was the Affordable Care Act. All right, that was good, but it wasn't all of that, because it was a tax. You were penalized if you didn't purchase health care, health insurance. You were penalized. If you decided not to buy health insurance, you bet not file no taxes at the end of the year. Because if you file, you was gonna get hit with a penalty. Because if you didn't buy the insurance, all right, on your tax return, you would be questioned, and you had to put in certain information about the coverage that you had. If you didn't provide that information on your tax form, you were automatically penalized by the Internal Revenue Service. All right, they either took all or some of your refund, depending on how much you were getting back. Okay, so see, Obama was in my opinion, was just a cash cow for the Democratic Party. All right, he come in giving $1 trillion to bail out the so-called folks that claim that they were broke. Okay. AIG, Bank of America, okay, Chrysler, the bank said they were broke, so he got the Federal Reserve to print $1 trillion worth of currency. So Obama, in my opinion, was a cash cow for the Democratic Party. The insurance company made money because it was mandatory that you purchase insurance under the Affordable Care Act. The Internal Revenue Service made money because if you didn't purchase the insurance, you were penalized. Okay? The pharmaceuticals made money. The drug companies made money because they increased the cost of prescription drugs. The doctors made money, and the healthcare facilities, they made money because they jacked the cost of healthcare up. Okay. So the healthcare, the Affordable Care Act, and the movement with the LBGT, and you might want to add a Q, was another one of his accomplishments that affected everybody. Okay? People that didn't want to serve the LBGT and refused to serve the LBGT were penalized, were put in jail. Kim Davis out there in, I think it was Tennessee or Kentucky, I'm not sure which one now, was put in jail because she refused to issue a marriage license to a same-sex couple, which was a male, two white men wanted to be married, and she refused to issue the license, and she was put in jail. Okay. Now we had a so-called black president killed one of the greatest leaders that we had in Africa. Obama and Hillary took out Gaddafi. They backed the rebels in Libya, furnished them with weapons and ammunition, to execute insurrection and rebellion against Gaddafi. They did the same thing in Syria. But Assad was a lot more powerful than Gaddafi. Assad had Russia behind him. Gaddafi didn't have no support from any other country. Now, nobody is talking about the wealth that Gaddafi had. Who ended up with the wealth? Who ended up with the spoil? They're not talking about that. I guess Clinton and Obama split all that gold and wealth and money that Gaddafi had. So if you ask me about the Obama administration, it wasn't all of that. See, black folks get it twisted. Black folks get it confused. Just because Obama was a so-called black person, anything he did was all right in their sight. Because see, black people is ignorant enough to support black leaders that do nothing for them. So when you look at what did Obama do or address when it comes down to black folks, nothing. He didn't address one issue that I can recall concerning blacks. Out of 8 years. And black folks love him to death, and he done nothing for you. That's how ignorant black people are. So when you ask me the question, Bobby Collier, representing the House of Common Sense, about the Obama administration, it wasn't all of that. Okay. Homosexuality was shoved down the American people's throats. You're going to accept a transgender as being the same as a real woman. How the hell can you do that? You're going to accept same-sex marriage and it will get the same benefits as a traditional marriage between a man and a woman. You're going to let transgender boys and transgender men use the women's restroom. That's what you got under the Obama administration. You got a handful of abomination. So when you ask me, Bobby Collier, about the Obama administration, 8 years of the Obama administration, 8 years of Democrats, it wasn't all of that, if you ask me. Now, you can ask some other folks, and they would say Obama did this, and Obama did that, and Obama did that, and Obama did this for black folks, Obama did that for black folks, and you ask them to name one of them, and they can't name one of them. Or he did a whole lot for black folks, but name something he done. They can't do it. Because he didn't do anything for black folks. So what did you get for your vote? What did you get for your support? Oh yeah, he went over there and is supposed to have killed bin Laden. Okay. Killed Gaddafi. Alright. Got a whole lot of impeccable servicemen killed over there in Benghazi because him and Hillary dropped the ball. They were sleeping while servicemen over there was trying to stand their grounds. Hillary knew that they needed more support in Benghazi. She knew it. She saw it across her screen day after day after day, saying that she wasn't in charge of that there were people under her that were supposed to take care of that. But the way I understand it, as Secretary of State, you were the head nigga in charge. You know the compound needed more security. So Hunter Obama dropped the ball on Benghazi. So they supposed to have killed bin Laden. Gaddafi is dead. Okay. And they tried to kill Assad, but they failed. And we got that mess over there now. ISIS was created through them going into Syria, trying to overthrow that government. How the hell are you going to be here in the United States and tell somebody over in Syria that you need a regime change? So when you ask me what I think about 8 years of the Obama administration, all I can tell you, but it wasn't all of that. Obama was smart. He was intelligent. He was a great speaker. Okay. He was a great negotiator. Okay. He was handsome. Okay. All right. He had a beautiful family. But as far as his administration, it wasn't all of that. Because he stood up against the church. He stood up against the body of Christ. One of the first things that he did is sign the Non-Discrimination Act against the LBGT. That means he gave them the right to do anything they wanted to do, and there's nothing you could say or do about it. You had a photography company out there in Albuquerque, New Mexico, okay, that did weddings. They did pictures, shot pictures and stuff for wedding couples. All right? But they was a Christian company. And some homosexuals wanted to get married and called them to take some pictures from them. And the company asked them, said, well, what type of wedding it is? They said, it's a same-sex marriage wedding. They said, well, we don't shoot pictures for same-sex marriage couples because of our Christian belief. Them lesbos and homos went to the Supreme Court, went downtown and took out filed a lawsuit. That company got sued for discriminating against homosexuals. They didn't actually discriminate against them. They have religious belief. If you have a certain religious belief, there's certain things you don't do. But Obama administration didn't respect that. He let his administration open the floodgate for homosexuality and same-sex marriage. That's a problem. That's a problem. Now, many people, it's all right, say it's all right, but it may be all right for you if you like all of that. Men sucking on the men's and men's going up into another man's rectum and women's licking on women's. Okay? If you like the unnatural, that's you. I don't care nothing about it. And people shouldn't have to be forced to accept it. Okay? So the Obama administration stood up against the body of Christ. Obama, in my opinion, was a devil from the pit of hell. So when you ask about his administration, 8 years of abomination, I'm glad to see him go. Well, we thank you so much, y'all. Mr. Collier, for making that statement. My next question to you, Mr. Collier, is what do you think about the first 100 days of the Trump administration. Well, Donald Trump is learning on the job. You might say he's on an OJT. Donald Trump was the less of the two devils that was running. All right? That's just my personal opinion. All right? He was the less threat. Okay? Hillary just wasted her time running in 2007 and in 2016. It was just a waste of her time and money. She should have had enough sense to understand that. Okay? A woman will never be president of the United States of America. Not that I'm male chauvinist, but it's not her job. Women need to stay in the place. All right. Some job is just not for a woman. A woman shouldn't have no authority over a man. None. When you understand the biblical principles of things. See, we've gotten away from biblical principles. Woman should have no authority over a man. None. But men have gotten so weak until he have caused a woman to try to take charge. A woman have never been a president in these United States of America. And I don't think she ever will. All right. Any man could have won against Hillary. Okay. Donald Trump just was the Republican nominee. Okay, he was the strongest thing out there during the campaign. That's why he was the Republican nominee. It's not that he was qualified for the job. No, Hillary was more qualified than Donald Trump. All right? She's been the Secretary of State. She's the wife of a former president. All right? She's been in politics right at 30-some years or more. Okay? She was highly qualified. She was quadruple qualified more than Donald Trump. But she was a woman. Number two, they caught her in a lie over the situation in Benghazi. She lied about that. She lied about her email server. Okay? And the other thing that affected her was her husband. Because Bill Clinton misbehaved and disrespected the Oval Office when he was president. Him and Monica Lewinsky. They weren't going to put Bill back in the White House. If you put Hillary in the White House, well, her husband comes along with her. They didn't want that. They will never, ever, never put a Clinton back in the White House. Not Bill or Hillary. I don't think they will even put anybody that's got the last name Clinton that is related to Bill and Hillary in the White House. So Trump becoming president of the United States in 2016 was a sure thing running against Hillary. He knows that. And most people that's had common sense understood it. See? Everybody understood that except the Democrats. Even Russia understood that. Putin understood that. All of them knew that Donald Trump would be the next president of the United States. Now, he wasn't qualified. See, Clinton was cooked. Clinton was done in 2007 when she ran against Barack Hussein Obama. The United States of America is a very prejudiced country in all aspects. All right? You had a black man to whip a white woman in 2007. In 2007, Obama was the Democratic nominee. Okay? The Democratic Party dumped Hillary Clinton and chose Barack Obama as the nominee for the Democratic Party running for president. Now, same situation now. Anybody could have whipped McCain and Palin. All right? They were just as weak. I mean, who wanted McCain and Palin? But that was the strongest thing that the Republican Party had. So once they chose Obama as the Democratic nominee, that was a guaranteed win. So the Democratic Party dissed Hillary Clinton in 2007 and chose Barack Hussein Obama, and he became the president of the United States. Okay? Obama won because you had a weak Republican Party. Donald Trump won because you had a weak Democratic Party. Okay? You had a woman nominee. If you would have had a man nominee for the Democratic Party, Donald Trump wouldn't have won. Now, his first 100 days, as the president of the United States, he's not looking good. But he got a lot of haters around him. The Democratic Party hate him. They ain't going along with nothing whatever. See, here's something about you got to understand about a hater. Okay? It makes no difference if you have a good idea or a good plan. A hater is going to still buck against it. You can't do when folks hate you. You can't do anything to please them. Trump is surrounded by a lot of haters. Now, he's human. He's not perfect. He's learning as he goes. This is his first round in politics. He's not going to be able to get rid of or repeal or replace or do away with the Affordable Care Act unless he can come up with something that is a whole lot better. There's nothing wrong with the Affordable Care Act to begin with. Other than if he would have said, let's get away with penalizing the people who don't purchase health care. That's the only thing wrong with the Affordable Care Act is that it's a tax penalty if you don't purchase insurance and keep it in force. You get penalized. Now, as far as the cost going up, the cost is going up because of greed. Pharmaceutical companies, doctors, nurses, hospitals, healthcare centers are greedy. They're greedy. That's why the cost of healthcare is so high because of greed. We pay more in healthcare than any country on the face of this earth. Right here in America, we pay more for healthcare than any country. On the face of this earth. And we are the most sickest people on the face of this earth. Because our healthcare providers is greedy. And a lot of diseases and sickness are being created and implanted into our people through the healthcare providers and the food that we eat. And that's why we have so many people with a dis-ease. So Trump said that he would do away with the Affordable Care Act in his first 100 days. Well, he didn't get that done because the Democratic Party will fight like a junkyard dog to keep the Affordable Care Act in place. Now, he said it would ban travel concerning Muslims coming in and out of this country. Well, we found out how great the Muslims are loved here in this country, because that was blocked. Yet still, when a Muslim blow up something in this country, or go on a shooting spree and kill several people like they done down in San Bernardino, okay, like what happened in Massachusetts and other places around the country, folks get to holler and crying. But Muslims are not the only one that's killing folks in this country. Okay? It wasn't a Muslim that went down in Charleston and killed 9 people. It was a little hateful, prejudiced white boy from Lexington, South Carolina. So he wasn't able to get the ban to ban all Muslim travel to and from the United States. Okay? Trump said he would drain the swamp, drain all the corruption out of D.C. Okay? He's going to have a problem doing that. Because there's a big fight in D.C. And the fight is the Democrats fighting the Republican, and the Republican fighting the Democrat, and ain't nothing getting done. And the victim behind all this fight is the people. We the people. So his first 100 days as chief and commander has been tough for him. Okay. The only thing he got accomplished is he's got his nominee in the Supreme Court, Gorsuch. And he wouldn't have got that in if the Republican Party had to pull that nitro on. Had it been for that rule, he wouldn't have got his nominee in. He wouldn't have got nothing done. See, they were out to make sure that he didn't get anything done in his first 100 days. See, the haters that surround him. See, a hater is a terrible thing. See, a hater will block you just for the simple reason of blocking you. A hater will block you on the general principles just because they can do it. See, I understand haters because being an authorized representative of the House of Common Sense, all right, and being on 808 Talking Straight, I'm hated. Not only now, but as a young man, I was hated by my family and other people. A hater will talk about you, criticize you, ridicule you. You can't do nothing right in the eyes of a hater. When I was getting in trouble, going to jail, getting DUIs, fighting, shooting, haters, including my family, talk about me like a dog. But when I straightened up and got myself in order, I passed them in wealth and the travel and things I was able to do. Material things, I surpassed them. Got a whole lot more than them, but they still hate me. They can't say nothing bad about me because I ain't getting in trouble no more. I ain't going to jail no more. I ain't fighting, shooting, and cutting no more. I ain't getting DUIs no more. So they can't say nothing bad about me, but they won't say anything good. That's a hater for you. So, when you ask me about the Trump administration, all right, he got a lot of people against him. He got a lot of people that hate him. Okay, he's on a job that he never had before. All right, now let's use common sense. If you get a job today or tomorrow that you've never done before, you're going to make some mistakes. When I first started driving track and trailer, okay, and I trained for it. I went to school for it. After I got out of school and I got on the job, I made some mistakes. I had some bumps and bruises. I tore up some stuff. I made some mistakes. So he's not going to get everything right coming out of the gate. This is the first 100 days. But I'm going to close with this. And I want y'all to remember this. I represent the House of Common Sense. And I'm an authorized representative of 808 Talking Straight. But if you want to hear my voice no more, you need to remember this. It ain't so much how you start off. It's how you finish.